I'm going to show you how to install your copy of Windows 7 onto your hard drive. Before we start, make sure you have a OEM disk or legit Windows copy of Windows 7. What I'm going to show you probably will work with most any operating system. There will be slight variances between XP, Vista, and Windows 7. Vista and Windows 7 are the most similar in the install process, and then probably you can do this the same for Vista if you were going to reinstall your computer. If you don't have a disk already, you can go to places like Newegg, Tiger Direct, and buy OEM disc for much cheaper you can in the store. And what the difference in an OEM disc is, you won't get the fancy box. It's the same as that Windows operating system, everything. You won't get the fancy box. You're paying over $100 less. It's just a quick tip for you there. Before you go to install this on your computer, you want to make sure you insert the disk in your computer before it's off, since you can't open it when it's off unless you use a paper clip. But before you turn it on, also you want to know what F key on your keyboard down here will go to your boot menu on your motherboard. Usually on a Dell, HP, or those, it flashes up right before as soon as you press the power button. And I'll show you that now. It happens to do it on my motherboard. Some motherboards you can disable it or you don't have to do it. If you look at my screen in the bottom right, it's F11 if I'm right for me. You can see F11 right here. Then you enter boot menu, just press that. And this will pop up right here. See, now you can see in my previous video, I showed you how to install the hard drive into your computer physically. And now this is going to show you how to install operating system on it. This is the hard drive I just installed on my computer, Kingston 64GB SSD. This is the hard drive I used to have. I'm going to use this extra storage, and this is my CD drive. What you want to do is, the disk is in your DVD CD drive. You're going to go to arrow down to where you're highlighted the DVD drive where your disk is. Click enter. Make sure when it pops up, it's going to load up some stuff here. It says press any key to continue setup. Once it loads through the Windows files, I'm going to skip ahead for you on that so you don't have to watch it load the files. Okay, it's almost done loading the files right here. Only took like a minute or so to do that, depending on how fast your DVD drive is. This is fairly old. It's gonna be showing starting Windows from the disk. That's just loading the files so I can install. See that Windows 7 logo? Should flash through, and then now you're going to the Windows 7 setup right here. And as you can see, you select your language. It's just as simple as English. Your time, currency, which means English to US, and keyboard is US. You click next. I want to click install now. You can do repair and also what to know before installing Windows about backing up data and that stuff. But I'm just going to click install now because there's absolutely nothing on my drive. So I click install now. Setup is started. This is by far the easiest setup for installing an OS they have ever done for Windows. Windows XP was much less graphically interfaced, if really consider it graphically interfaced, I guess. If you want to read through these, you can read through all that. Click accept license terms. Click next. You don't want to do an upgrade. When I reinstall Windows, I always do a clean install. Means fully reinstall, no upgrades, no anything. So what that means, I'm going to click on custom. Now you will see my 3 hard drives. Actually 2 hard drives. I've actually partitioned my second 250 gig drive to different partitions that equal 250 gigs. And here's my SSD. What I'm going to do is, I backed up all the data on my old hard drive, and I'm going to format it. Actually, first, before I format it, I'm going to delete it. A partition. It's just going to delete all the data off of it and clear it off for a fresh install. It's always a nerve-wracking thing to delete your drive, but make sure you double check, triple check, quadruple check that you have your data backed up on a separate drive somewhere, and you should not have to worry. I've done this. This is probably like more than 10 times. I don't even know. I've lost count how many times I've reinstalled, and I've almost stressed every single time I do it. But I just make sure my data's backed up before I hit delete. Because once you hit that, your files are gone. Get that? That's deleted. This is the partition my actual operating system is on. And delete that. I can no longer boot to my old operating system. That easy is how that's that easy to delete all your files off your computer. Now it's possible, I'm not going to get into that, it's possible to get those back, but I'm not going to get into that. What we're going to do is, in the case of this SSD, we're going to click New. And then it's going to automatically get the largest it can get. Click Apply. Yes. And the system, I'm not sure what this is used for, but that system needs that separate little partition. Will not show up on your computer. It's just like a hidden little partition. And I have 59.5 gigs free to install my operating system on. And on this drive, I have 232.8. But what I'm going to do on this drive is partition it, so I can use the two separate drives. And I have in a separate video, I will explain what partitioning does, which can be very useful to help keep your performance up if you don't have an SSD, or just to give better performance in general to your programs or whatever is on this particular hard drive. The old hard drives, partitioning helps. And your new ones, it won't help performance at all. It might help you keep organized. But I will have in a separate video about what partitioning does and how it can help your performance and that such. I'm going to click New right here, and the same as that. There's two different discs right here. I'm going to format both. Let's quick format like this. I'm going to format it like that. So now I actually made a mistake. I was supposed to make my partition before. Now, since I made a mistake, you might do this too, so I'm going to just show you. Yeah, I'm going to delete my large partition I made. Like that. Now you have allocated space. Click New. I want a partition of 180 gigabytes. Now to get that, you need a calculator somewhere to get exactly the amount. If you put 180,000, that will not be exactly 180 gigabytes. That will be less than 180 gigabytes. It's the way the computer reads the memory and all that stuff, the way how it determines this. Why this is 59.4 gigabytes versus 64. That's how it reads in the file format. It's not something you can just explain in a couple seconds. But just understand, you will not get your full hard drive space if you just click that. To figure it out, however, if you have a calculator, what you will do is you will type the 180 times 1024. Will give you the number you want. In that case, I have it on my other screen over here. It's 184,320 megabytes. Will make 180 gigabytes of a partition. And we actually just a spec under be like 179.8 or 9, something close enough to that. But once you have that, that's all you need to make a partition. I will click Apply. See 180 gigs now. And then I have 52.8 gigs. As I said, it helps increase performance. That's why I'm going to do it. This is going to be my game drive for this specific computer. That's going to be my operating system, and that's just going to be extra files, maybe music, it's just random files. We'll go on that. Now let's click New, Apply, and there's my second partition. It helps increase the speed of my drive and makes it less fragmented. As you can see here, you make sure you select the drive. Now everything's formatted and such. Formatted. If it's not formatted, as long as you have your OS drive formatted, that will allow you. When your OS installed, you can just format your other partitions when that time comes. But make sure you select the drive your OS is going on. Right here, it's a 59.5 gigabyte SSD, and you click Next. And it will start copying files, just like that. Now I'm going to skip forward. Once it gets to the next step, you just have to wait. You'll hear your CD drive go up like mine did. And once it's to the next step, I'll show you what to do. Now to see it completes your install and it shows the restart, you can just wait till it restarts. If you just go off and do something, it'll restart your computer. automatically for you. Right here you see my computer starting up. Just let it boot up normal. And it says started Windows, and that's the Windows 7 little animation at the beginning. No longer Windows XP. Sorry about that, my card was full. But it will come up to show a little bit flash. You missed a couple of things, but those just flash by, nothing you actually have to type in or anything. But it will come to this, it'll be finishing completed installation like this. Once it pops up the next window, I'll get back to you then. Okay, now it would say setup continuing. It's going to restart your computer again. It's like this. Got that Windows 7 startup logo. Nice to see that. For a change in Windows XP. And it will say setup preparing, checking your video performance to those settings. You will have to do this again once you get your drivers installed, of course. But you will see your username right here. I'm gonna type this as, this is my second computer, so username. For this, I think I'm just gonna type name like that. Acco Speranza, and I'm actually gonna type R_Speranza_2_7. Means Rocco Speranza's second computer, Windows 7. That's how I know it. It's Windows 7 Professional. That's what I got. Try to spell everything right, not mistype my name. Click next, like that. I do not have a password on my computer, so I'm not going to do that. Product key. Well, I'm not going to let you see that, so you will have your product key on your box. So you type that in, I'll get to you into the next step. Okay, that code was put in, activated, or should activate automatically online once you're connected to the internet. It's like that. I would just click, me personally, I just click recommended settings. If something's wrong that I don't want, I'll just change it later. I am not in Pacific time, so I'm going to choose Eastern time. My date is July 6th, 8:13 p.m. is the time. And click next. This is on my home network, so just choose what correlates to you. And it should apply settings automatically for your network. Just that simple, like that. You have just hungry stuff. I really don't use this. I just click that. If you use it, make sure you type your password down and save it, because I don't think you can look it up later. Or you might be able to change that. I haven't used it, so I really don't know. But if you use that, just read over it and you can use it. I will just skip it. Finalizing settings like that. And welcome. The Windows 7 Professional down at the bottom. Please comment below to see if tell me if this has helped you. I really appreciate knowing your opinions on what I can do better, how this has helped you, how it could help others, and that sort of thing. Be really appreciative if you thumbs it up, favorite it if it helped you, so you can look back to it later. It makes it easy for you, and so you look at it if you don't remember this next time you install a computer. Now I'm gonna skip ahead for you after this and show you the boot up of the computer. Now we're here, it's switched to the desktop just like that. It's already connected to the internet, downloading updates. The great thing about Windows 7 has drivers pre-installed. I will customize this. First I'm going to change my resolution to native so it more fits on the screen, just like that. Keep changes, and now you have Windows 7 installed. It's that simple. You would have to make sure you do your updates, you customize it how you want, like that. Change arrow, just customize Windows however you like. It's just Windows like you get it at the store, but just pretty much nothing is installed. If you go into programs, you have this mini tiny list. That's all you get. You can't scroll down or anything, all the way down just there. And that's all you have installed. And there's no craftware. You look at how many programs you have in, you have 41. Take this off. You have 41 processes going. Now, 40 now. Once you have everything installed and going, you're probably going to have 60 plus. Now, if you have above 80 at startup in Windows 7, you probably have something running you shouldn't be running, just for a hint. And that sort of thing, usually you have around between 60 and 70. Because I have a lot of startup programs I use. I run servers and stuff on this computer. But I hope this tutorial has helped you remember what I said before. Favorite, thumbs up, like, that sort of stuff. Recommend to friends. And make sure to check out on my channel